dramatization.
Hi, my name is Dennis Spurling. I'm not a lawyer, but my daddy is.
Yeah, if you've been hurt in a car accident, call my daddy.
No need to scream and yell like a little kid.
Yeah, no, yeah.
My daddy will fight for your rights.
Yeah, fight for your rights.
If you've been involved in a car accident, call my daddy, returning Dennis Spurling.
Hello, I'm attorney Dennis Spurling. If you've been injured in a car wreck, call me at 713-229-0770.
Call my daddy.
They was at the police 30-40 minutes. Here go another receipt. Somebody give me some more receipt paper. Huh? Hold on. I'm gonna get it right. Hold on. Just somebody give me some receipt paper. Oh. First, let me address all these ugly, stanky, dusty bitches in the comments. Please don't come for me, because if I see something that I want to record, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull my phone out and record. Why? Because I pay this bill. Why? Because I want to. Next. But anyways, back to the story. Okay, so y'all, on this video, in the beginning, I'm gonna screenshot it so y'all can see the beginning. Hold on, wait. So this is the beginning of the video. I had to screenshot it because I had zoomed in on them having sex, and I really wasn't even paying attention to other people until after the fact. So y'all see her right here? Her and that dude went off to the back of the bamboo, and they started doing what they was doing. But this lady right here, her and homeboy right there, guap 3,000. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, real deal, guap 3,000. And then y'all, when we had went up the stream, like when the tour was over with, I was like getting my limestone, rinsed off, all the good stuff, and they had came past us. Mind you, I could never see their face because of the leaves on the thing, so I could never see the homegirl face that was second deep. I could never see her face because she was in front of the thing. My homegirl told me she was doing it the whole time. So once I zoom in, her and homeboy started doing what they doing. Y'all, they rolled past me, and y'all, that lady said she getting a full Jamaican experience. I don't know about y'all. I don't know where y'all was raised or how y'all was raised or who raised y'all, but this is not that. Number one, you've never met this man a day in your life. Number two, you're a woman. Respect yourself. Number three, you in a river. Y'all, there's kids out there, and if y'all don't believe me, watch this. Like I said, child number one, child number two. Like, y'all literally can't enjoy my massage because that's happening.
So the trend that I've been seeing on TikTok is that a lot of girlies are going to Jamaica, and there have been, some people that reported being like sexually assaulted by these tour guides during the river raft like tours experience and whatnot, where like you're on the bamboo raft and they're doing these limestone like mud massages all over your body and whatnot. And it turns out there are some women who are purposely going to Jamaica and having these experiences with intentions of fucking the tour guides. I don't know why people think that's okay. Like, it's one thing if you're on vacation and you meet somebody and y'all click and y'all have this attraction and y'all hook up. But like, there are people who are legitimately, like literally booking trips to Jamaica with intentions on fucking on some tour guide that they meet down there. Y'all don't think that's strange? Y'all don't think that's weird? Like, what if you come back pregnant? What if you come back pregnant? What if you come back with some incurable disease? Not to say that these men are carrying anything, but like, you're fucking strangers and you don't know how many strangers that stranger fucked before you. I don't know. That's weird to me. That's really, 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 really weird to me. Like, people are like, oh, I'm gonna go to Jamaica and have my How Stella's Got Her Groove Back experience and meet some fine ass Jamaican man and fuck on him my entire vacation and come right back rejuvenated and satisfied. Okay, that's weird. All right.
Some tourist woman go vacation in Jamaica, go rafting and have sex with the
Funny thing is, I didn't know anything about the rafting part of that, but definitely on the resorts, they're having sex. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Rafting, I didn't know about that either, but, same so. Just strap it up. Strap it up. What's the big deal? Just strap it up, man. Strap it up. Use condoms. Stop judging people. Stop judging people. They're there to have fun. If that's what they want to do, more power to them. I just suggest that they strap it up. That's it. That's all. I'm out.
Under the blood, me say me under the blood. Jesus cover me under the blood. Under the
Big up, big up, big up. What's up to all my yard men? Shout out to my people down in Jamaica. Shout out to all my people in the Caribbean. Shout out to everybody who's been following this story about these passport ladies who are traveling down to the Caribbean to get broke off, whether it be in the Bahamas, whether it be in Jamaica, whether it be in West Africa, wherever they're going. I appreciate you all. And just to give you a little background history, how did I even get on this subject? Well, about 6 months ago, the whole idea of passport bros began to break. And, this was after all these women had come to the internet, following Kevin Samuels, looking for their nightly entertainment. Kevin passed away, and that left millions of people looking for what other treasures the internet could provide. And as you dig through the different layers, one of the layers they discovered was the passport bros. There are some other layers that you'll discover. You'll discover the political aspect of what has been going on in man-centric YouTube, so to speak, issues that men discuss on a daily basis and the consensus that we come to. And nevertheless, it wasn't that men were sharing this information publicly. It wasn't like we were taking articles out in the New York Times. Rather, this was a private discussion that we were having on the internet amongst each others for 10 years, even, maybe more. Women discovered it, and then they made a big deal out of it. And they start blasting men and shaming men, specifically Black American women began to start blasting men and shaming men and making them feel ashamed for going overseas, looking for the comfort of feminine, fit women from overseas. Then it ratcheted up a notch, I would say about a month ago, when I was supposed to appear on a local Fox channel a Fox affiliate, but instead of me, there were the guests who I consider myself, friends with, contacted two individuals. I was basically told we're not going to do it this week. I thought they would give me a call. They didn't give me a call. Two young ladies appeared and spoke and really had some really negative things to say about passport bros, basically saying they're taking advantage of these third world women. They're over there looking for sex. They're rejects, all these different things that they basically had to say about these black men. I will tell you, I took personal offense to that. And the reason I do is because as an advocate of black men, I want black men to seek out other opportunities. I want them to see what's available for them in the world. I want these black men to be freed from these psychological chains of bondage that tell them that they are less than citizens, that they don't have the rights that other citizens have, and that they should remain here and work as utilities and die. I don't like that. And again, I tell you guys this. I measure the advice that I give men in general, black men specifically, based on what I would tell my own sons. And I will not stand by and allow them to basically try to relock or rechain you with these psychological impositions, shall we say, that keep you feeling as though you're bound to the United States. You shouldn't go explore your options. So I took to the internet and I rebroadcast one of my broadcasts from 2 years ago when I discussed the book about written by anthropologist Dr. Bianca C. Williams, entitled Pursuit of Happiness, which discusses heavily African-American women and their trips down to Jamaica. So since that time period, several other YouTubers have picked up that story. I broadcasted about 2 years ago, and I rebroadcast it again in December, and everybody's picked it up. And what I've seen now is it's spread like wildfire, and it started right here because, hey, you know what? I believe in fighting fire with fire. And if you're going to try to destroy the reputation of black men, then I'm going to do my very best to make sure you feel the same heat that you're trying to put on us. So that being the case, as I began to dig deeper and deeper, I found out a lot of disturbing things about what goes on in Jamaica. I have been to Jamaica several times. Many of you all know that I have a son who lives in Jamaica. And it's disturbing for me to know that even little boys who are underage are being propositioned by some of these American women, black American women who come down to Jamaica. That is something that is not acceptable. It is something that we as American citizens shouldn't stand for, either as far as men or women doing it. And so because of that, I've taken it upon myself to expose this. This is what I would have talked about had I been allowed to appear on Fox News that night, but there was no representatives of any black men from YouTube. There was just black American women who were allowed to speak and say horrible things about black men. And I understand now why they wouldn't want me to appear on there, because I would have destroyed the whole narrative and it would have been upsetting to a lot of viewers. I can imagine that. Nevertheless, here I am with my own YouTube page, and I thank God for you all, because even though I only have about 57,000 subscribers, what we say on this page goes a very long way, and it reverberates not only throughout the internet, the different social media platforms, but also apparently in the halls of Congress. And how do I know? Because I've been contacted by several Congress members and lawyers across the country who would like to help in our fight for the advancement of men's rights. And I salute everybody on this page for taking this message and, putting it out there, because it's necessary. So shout out to you. That said, I want to give a big shout out to all of my moderators before we get started good. Big shout out to Jamal Smith. Thank you so much for the contribution. He says, shout out from the DMV. Urban Eagle, big shout out to you. JJ Diesel, Cowboy Monk, Broken Blade. Who else we got up in here, man? Where my wrench mob at? Big Man 7917. Thank you so much. Let me see. Big, all my people hit the wrench, hit the one button if you're in the wrench mob. You got a wrench, hit the one button. Shout out to my man Joe Martin. Thank you so much. Braxton the Snake Fiend. Thank you so much. Antonio Schuler, one of my members. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your hard work here, helping keeping this thing clean. One Arrowhead. Thank you, Clarence Everett. Who else? Tristan Turner. Who else we got up in here? Where my wrench mob at, man? All my wrench mob guys, hit the number one button. All my day one dudes, man, hit the A button because you get to A plus. So, man, hit the A plus. Thank you so much. If you've been here with me for the past 3 years, hit the A button. I appreciate y'all so we can know. All right. Shout out to my man Cerebral Inquirer, King Barracuda. Thank you so much, man. Nevertheless, you guys saw the video that I put up earlier. You saw the videos of the testimonies from these other folks who are basically putting this stuff up on the internet, on TikTok and the various different social media sites. Shout out to my man Urban Eagle. Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do, fellas, is I'm going to continue this fight. And just to let you know how big this thing has gotten, I want to introduce you all to an article from Yahoo News, okay, which is probably one of the first that I've seen that actually calls this exactly what it is, okay? This is from Yahoo News, and the writer is Bruno Braga, and it was written on November 27th, 2022, right about the time when this whole passport bro thing started popping off. Since we're going to be talking about prostitution in third world countries, ladies, let's go ahead and talk about what you've been doing in third world countries. Now, again, I love and appreciate the people of Jamaica. Big shout out to all the folks in Jamaica. And I know this has been an open secret for many years. I know that this is not something that it's embarrassing, I'm sure, but it's time that we talked about it. Okay. So the name of this article is called Sleeping with a Rasta. Article reveals the reality of male prostitution in Jamaica. Again, this is from November 27, 2022. This is right in the heat of the passport bro scandal, right? And that's what it is, right? It's a scandal, even though men have been doing it for a while. And white, shout out to my Passport Bros United. Shout out to all the white men. Shout out to all the Hispanic men. Shout out to all the Asian men. Okay. It didn't become a big deal till black men were doing it because, of course, we're supposed to be policed, right? Because we're supposed to maintain those psychological chains on our minds to tell us that we're less than American citizens, even though we've earned the right, the full privileges through our efforts, through our valiant efforts, not only in the military, in wars, both foreign and domestic, but also help building this country. We did our part. We've earned our right. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and read this. For many Americans and Europeans, Jamaica is a paradise destination where they can enjoy beautiful beaches, breathtaking landscapes, wonderful cuisine, and vibrant nightlife in a 5-star luxury resorts across the country. However, for the other tourists, this Caribbean nation can also provide sexual fantasies, including male prostitution in Jamaica and tourists mainly from the UK. All right, even though it's mainly coming from the UK, and what you're going to read in this article is they withdraw talking too much about Black American women, but they do mention American women. And we're going to have some further testimony to prove this up so everybody can get it. But as a Daily Mail reported recently, Jamaican men living in Montego Bay, Jamaica's tourism capital, reveal an open secret among their society. Okay, this is an open secret. In other words, Jamaicans are not just going to reveal it, but if you ask them about it, they'll tell you about it. It's not something that they're proud of, and it's nothing they should be proud of. They kind of just deal with it because they don't want to upset the tourist money. I get it. But it's an open secret. They know it. And when they talk about Montego Bay, they're talking about the North Coast. Kingston, which is on the South Coast, that's not really a touristy spot. Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Negril, these are all on the North Coast. The North Coast of all of these islands, including the Dominican Republic, which I know very well, the Greater Antilles, they're very beautiful, just generally speaking, that north side is of all these islands is just gorgeous. And I understand that's why that's the tourism capital. But nevertheless, what they're saying is a lucrative male prostitution industry that sees locals cashing in on white fantasy of sleeping with Rasta. Now, they're trying to blame the white women, but the white women are not there by themselves, okay? According to the British media outlet, these men choose prostitution to have a better income, as many of them can only earn less than $500 per month. So what are they saying? What they're saying is these men are impoverished. These men are from a third world country where there is not a lot of money, and they choose prostitution because it allows them to make money. This is the same argument, right? This is the same thing that Black American women have been lambasting Black men for who choose to be passport bros. They're saying these women are only sleeping with you because they live in third world countries and they don't have any money to support themselves. Well, that's the same thing you hoes are doing down in Jamaica. So what's the difference? That's the pot calling the kettle black, ladies. Well, let's keep reading. Many said they feel British and American tourists are looking to fulfill a fantasy of sleeping with a Rasta man. Daily Mail wrote, the most I've been offered for 1 hour is $800 from a white man who wanted me to sleep with his wife in front of him. So we got a cuckold here. All kind of freaky stuff going on down there. Jason, the 31-year-old, told Daily Mail he currently works as a taxi driver, but before he worked for 8 years in the tourism industry. So this has been going on. He worked in the tourism industry longer than the passport bros thing has been popping off on the internet. So this has been going on. Now let's keep listening. Financial compensation, male prostitution, which sees large amounts of money changing hands for services rendered, offers some of the financial compensation they are seeking. As a single father of 6 children, this man got 6 kids, okay? As a single father of 6 children, Jason said that he has always had problems providing a decent quality of life for his family due to the cost of living in Jamaica. However, he declined the offer. You hear that? Are you hearing that? These people are impoverished. Same people you said that Black men are taking advantage of, Black women are taking advantage of. I know plenty of people who have done it. They can make more money than women can. In other words, the male prostitutes make more money than the female prostitutes in Jamaica. How about that? How about that? Just think about that. Personally, I don't want to do it because I might catch feelings. See, they always try to say, oh, these men they're doing it. The man is telling you, I'm a human being. I might actually catch feelings from one of these old ass broads. And you know, they not down here for nothing, no good. They just down here to get their backs broken in by this bamboo and leave. Okay. So listen. Personally, I don't want to do it because I might catch feelings. Even if something is meant to be for a night, you can still form a connection. Okay. So this man is saying, hey, I'm a human being. So when these women start saying, well, it's nothing to them, they're taking advantage of us. No, these women in their first world money are taking advantage of these men in their third world conditions. All right. That's what this man is saying. Renting a Black man for a week. Ain't this slavery? Look at that. Jason added that many female tourists, shout out to T Sam. He said they've been projecting the entire damn time. Yes. And had they just left us alone, I wouldn't be on their ass like this. Okay. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. This is going to start a whole new wave. I want everybody who wants to take these videos that you see, and you can take the links that you find and take it and spread it all across the internet. And so every time they open up their mouth, every time you type passport bros in the chat room, these passport hoes are going to pop up. And what they doing in Jamaica and Barbados and the Caribbean is going to pop up. And we ain't even got to the real scandalous part yet. But let's keep listening. Keep on listening for email. Okay. Y'all still with me? Hit the number 1 button. If Jason is 31, he said, listen to what he says. Okay. Jason added that many him, some this man is 30 women's coming. You have 60-year-old women coming down there, and they offer him money if he share their bed with them for a week, or in some cases just a night. He said the oldest woman who approached him, he said was 60, and she offered me cash. Many female tourists have a fantasy about renting a black man for a week. You hear that? These scandalous whore cakes have been telling you guys that you're so wrong, but they've been doing this for years. It's an industry down there. Having sexual intercourse with an authentic Bob Marley, right? So we talking about, think about this. These ladies love saying stuff like, oh, you're objectifying the male body. You're fetishizing. These broads are going down there to have sexual intercourse with Bob Marley. You understand what I'm saying? Not cool. That is not cool. Hold on 1 minute. Let me all right, I had to take a quick break. We'll be right back. But anyway, like I said, having sexual intercourse with an authentic Bob Marley. Daily Mail interviewed another Jamaican male known as Short Boss, right? He sells marijuana on the beach. So they down there smoking, they getting their backs broke off, marijuana on the beach. And he told the media outlet that tourists have a particular fantasy about men whose hair is styled in locks. In other words, they're going down there fetishizing about having sex with some Rasta men. That's basically what it is. So anytime these lovely ladies start telling you about fetishes and you're just fetishizing over these Brazilian women, you're just fetishizing over these Colombian women, you're just fetishizing over these Filipino and Dominican. Well, you bitches do the same thing. What's the difference? It sounds like that's part of human nature. If y'all do it, we do it. What's the problem? You understand? He revealed that rich white men have a fetish to see their women having sexual intercourse with an authentic Bob Marley, reinforce the notions of Jamaican racial stereotype. So you got white men doing it, white women doing it, but see, I'm gonna stay in my lane. We're gonna talk about these lovely ladies from right here in the USA because they're the ones that been dealing with, that's been giving the brothers a hard time. Dreaming about living in the UK. This article also revealed that many of those men work as male prostitutes to live in a life of luxury, driving fancy cars and wearing designer clothes. In other words, they want passports. I mean, they want a visa, right? Some have the ambition to be invited to the UK by a resident to secure a visa. Understand what I'm saying? Ladies, and these dudes are doing the same thing you said these women are trying to do. Trying to go to these countries and they'll use your ass for a visa. That's what they said. I was to go to England and watch Manchester United play a Jamaican man named Jack told the Daily Mail. All right, so here's the thing. What have we learned so far? What have we learned so far is that this reputable news source has pointed out the fact that this is really happening. This is not a joke. This is not made up. This is really happening. That's what we've learned. Okay. Now, I want you all to juxtapose that explanation with the explanation given to us by the anthropologist Bianca Williams. And who is that? Well, she is the author of the book. And shout out to my man T Sam. He said, hold up, they project everything. Now I see. They tell you who they are and what they're doing through self. That's exactly what it seems like they're doing. All right, now I want to bring up this book, and this is probably the third or fourth time I've spoken about this book. This book is called The Pursuit of Happiness: A Black Woman Diasporic Dreams and the Politics of Emotional Transnationalism. Okay, so here's what I want you to understand. I discovered this book because I learned that there were people at Williams College, which is the oldest university, one of the oldest universities in Massachusetts. And they're basically studying the sexual habits of Black feminists, right? Now, I want you to hear the description of how Bianca C. Williams describes what's going on. Mind you, this book was published on February in February 2018. So it's actually only 5 years old. So it's a relatively new book. Okay. But let's hear the description. We heard what Yahoo had to say, right? And they just call it what it is, male prostitution. Let's hear what this lady has to say. In the pursuit of happiness, Bianca C. Williams traces the experiences of African-American women as they travel to Jamaica. Mind you, they're not talking about traveling to Kingston. They're talking about traveling to the north coast of Jamaica, right, where the tourism is. They're not talking about going to Kingston where you had all of the culture and the reggae and all that stuff started. That ain't what they're talking about. They're talking about going to Ocho Rios. They're talking about going to Montego Bay and the Grill, where these Renadreds are. That's what they're talking about. But let's so when they say Jamaica, understand it's not going there to look at museums. They going there to hop on one of those rafts and get dug out, basically. All right, but let's listen. Williams traces the experiences of African-American women as they travel to Jamaica, where they address the perils and disappointments of American racism by looking for intimacy, happiness, and a connection to their racial identities. Now let's think about that. These women are traveling to Jamaica, according to this book, to to look for intimacy and happiness, apparently through intimacy, and a connection to their racial identities by hiring what? Male prostitutes. You understand that? Obi Trice, shout out to you. He said, now the lid is off the so-called girl strip. Yeah, but do you hear the way this academician phrased this? Intimacy. So is intimacy equated with paying for prostitutes? If that's the case, then all you guys who hang out in Vegas and, go have a blast at those different strip clubs, that's considered intimacy? What happened to all that degradation of women and degradation of poor people in third world countries? What happened to all of that? Where'd that go? Well, what happened to using your first world money to take advantage of third world people? What happened to all that language, all that hostility? Where'd that go? Intimacy and happiness and a connection to their racial identities? Oh my God. So you connect to your racial identities by getting dug out bareback on a raft? That's what you're telling me? Is that what you ladies, is that what this great mind, this great American scholar is telling us? Let's read on. Through their encounters with Jamaican online communities and their participation in trips organized by Girlfriend Tours International. This is a real life company that organizes this. Apparently trips for women down to Jamaica. I don't know what else they know, but that's what it's in this book. The women construct notions of racial, sexual, and emotional belonging by forming relationships with Jamaican men and other girlfriends. Now here's what I want to say. How well do you call them your girlfriends? Y'all just took a trip down there together and y'all ended up in the same trip at the same time. Are those really your girlfriends or just some bitches you met that's on the whole trip? You understand? Now we get this part. Are you really forming relationships with these men who you're paying, who the men say we can make up to $500 a month, fucking basically banging out old bitches from the United States? Are you really forming a relationship? How disingenuous is this? Women construct notions of racial, sexual, and emotional belonging. Okay, so hiring male prostitutes in Jamaica allows you to construct notions of racial and sexual and emotional belonging. How is that? It seems pretty damn transactional, if you ask me. I didn't know we were doing this. So fellas, remember, the next time you go to, let's pick a place, the next time you go down to Medellin, right, then understand that what you're doing with those women down there is you're constructing notions of racial, sexual, and emotional belonging by forming relationships with those Medellin women, right? That's what you're doing. That's the language I want you all to use from now on, okay? Because this is the same bullshit language that this woman, and I just want you to see something. This is a real educated person. This woman is a real, Williams studied cultural anthropology at Duke University. She got a BAD. She got a BA in 2000, an MA, master's degree in 2005, and a PhD in 2009. This woman is a doctor. She even has a graduate certificate in African American studies, right? She's an assistant professor at the University of Colorado. You understand what I'm saying? Look, hold on. In January 2017, she was promoted and received tenure to the Department of Anthropology at the University of Colorado. And later that year, she was hired an associate professor at the Graduate Center City University of New York. So look, the City University of New York, this woman is teaching in New York, man. She published this book in 2018. This is real life. This is a real life professor that's teaching your children, or teaching the young people, a PhD. And there's no mention in here of male prostitutes, at least not in this. But that's what this article refers to it as, male prostitutes. That's the part that's missing. So the question is, as we read this book and as we continue reading this, let's keep reading. These relationships allow women to exercise agency and find happiness in ways that resist the damaging intersections of racism and patriarchy in the United States. In other words, paying some man in Jamaica to fuck them raw, or however they're getting fucked, is a way in which they resist the damaging intersections of racism. How is that? Is it because you're having sex with a black man who needs your money? Is that so? Therefore, because you're in charge. There's no patriarchy. I mean, and the fact that he's a black man means this is. I don't get it. I don't understand how that works. I would love to ask, the good doctor these questions. However, while the women require a spiritual and virtual connection to Jamaica in order to live happily in the United States, their notion of happiness relies on travel, which requires leveraging their national privilege as American citizens. In other words, what she's saying is she has to give a little bit and say, while the women require a spiritual and virtual connection to Jamaica in order to live happily in the United States, their notion of happiness relies on travel, which requires leveraging their national privilege as an American citizen. What do they mean by national privilege? What they mean is your American dollars are stronger. You make more money. You can fly down there and come back, right? You can stay in some nice hotels. You understand what I'm saying? That's your privilege of being in America. It's the same shit that black men and white men and men who are living in America of all races are doing. But somehow it's justified. They got a whole book. This book is written about it specifically for black American women. Huh? And look, I'm not against them catching the Holy Ghost. I love Jesus. But I didn't think I didn't know that these women could catch the Holy Ghost by having some Jamaican put a 12-inch bamboo in their ass for a week straight. Is that a spiritual experience for these bitches? I don't know. You tell me. I thought maybe you go down there, put some sand on the beach and meditate, burn some incense. But apparently getting fucked real hard is how these bitches catch a spiritual moment. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's how the Holy Ghost worked. Praise Moses. But let's keep reading. Williams' theorization of emotional transnationalism and the construction of effect across diasporic distances. This is just word salad right here, but let's keep reading this bullshit. Williams' theorization of emotional transnationalism and the construction of effect across diasporic distances attends the connections between race, gender, and the effect while highlighting how effective relationships mark nationalized and gender power differentials with the African. What the fuck are you saying? That is bullshit right there. That right there, that should be translated as bullshit. That's what that should be translated as. Now let's look at some of these comments. Breathtaking. Simply reading the book felt like an act of self-care for me. Breath of fresh air. Now, mind you, in this book, these women are talking about how they're going down there, they're getting dropped off in these little clubs and things, and basically getting broke off by these men. this is male prostitution. You understand that these women are relating to this is a relationship. You pay some dude $50 to sleep in your bed overnight and break you off. That's your relationship. That sounds like a relationship of very little substance to me. Ladies, this dude clearly says, I'm in it for a passport. How is that any better than dudes getting used for passports? I don't get that, ladies. Look, I mean, let's just examine the hypocrisy. I mean, it's overflowing with hypocrisy, in my opinion. But either way, if you guys appreciate this, man, hit the number 1 button. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Y'all hit the number 1. We're gonna be back. We got some testimonies that we need to talk about. But in the meantime, y'all make sure y'all hit the number 1 button. I will be right back.
Invited to Highlight Room last night for my friend's birthday. It was a group of like 15 girls. I was definitely the biggest in the group, waiting in line to meet up with the promoter. I ran into Ella. It was like amazing. We're gonna have so much fun up there. So the promoter starts letting in the whole group of girls, and right when it gets to me at the front, the bouncer puts the rope in front, looks me up and down and says, yeah, not tonight.
We're tired of playing safe, and we're tired of just letting this happen and not speaking up about it. This has personally happened to me 3 other times. I know this has happened to her before, and a lot of our girlfriends as well, and it is not okay.
It's about to be 2023. It's okay to date bigger, fatter women publicly. If anybody got a problem with it, tell them to grow the fuck up. You love who the fuck you love, all right? Stop being ashamed.
This comment makes no sense. What does dating a bigger, fatter woman publicly has to do with dating a broke man? I've been broke before and people still dated me. I dated broke people. So how can you compare those two? What does that got to do with the video I just said? Like, and it's y'all men. Y'all men, y'all are so, you know what? You know what? BFFR. Yeah.
People are fat phobic on this platform. You should be uncomfortable. You should be uncomfortable. It is irresponsible to come on an app where there are vulnerable young people and be so fat phobic. To spread such hate and harm. And do it under the guise of caring about people. And making it about people not caring about themselves. You don't get to do that. And it
Praise God. Praise God. Shout out to all the larger ladies who are fighting for their rights, man. They need to be loved too. You brothers going out there and find you a big, solid young woman like that, man. I'm proud of you fellas, man. Going out there and do that work, man. Y'all make sure y'all get them deadlifts in, though, man. Get them deadlifts and them squats in, because you're going to need that extra strength, man. But anyway, man, let's get back to what we're doing here, the serious business, man. I want to bring in some of these testimonies. Y'all make sure y'all hit the number 1 button if you can hear me. This is a serious conversation we have, because it's not something that I know, it's not something that our Jamaican friends want to talk about. But these are some firsthand accounts. Shout out to my man Cerebral Inquirer. He said you should play those 2 Kevin Samuels clips. Oh man. All right, but anyway, let's I might have a little Kevin Samuels for you a little later on, man. But let's check this out. So this is from somebody who put this on my page. And again, I've had folks just kind of low-key send me emails. They posted stuff up. So let's read some of the firsthand accounts of what these brothers are saying they've experienced, and sisters actually, in Jamaica and the Caribbean. He said, I can give you accounts of my sexual escapades while with North American and European women while in CARICOM, all while I was below the age of 18. And I'm from Barbados. All right, so now you got a young man who's telling you, I wasn't even old enough to have sex, legally. In other words, I'm under the age of 18. And what you guys need to understand is the law that governs Americans as they travel overseas does not care if the law there says that a person is of age if they're under 18. So in other words, what I'm saying is if you have sex with somebody under the age of 18, it's illegal under federal law. So what these women have done is commit a federal crime. All right, but let's listen. All while I was below the age of 18, I'm from Barbados. Admittedly, most of the time these interactions were with European women, but quite a few of them were American. In other words, they're saying Black American. And of the American ones, a handful of them were Black. Not many, though, only 3 that I can remember for sure. While I was 16, but they would be grown women, at least 25. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they've been doing. Here's another one. He said Black women have been engaged in sex, and this is from somebody, it came in 2 weeks ago. Black women have been engaged in sex tourism as far back as the 1970s. Think about that. That's like damn near 50 years. Black women have been traveling to Jamaica to have sex and pay for Black men to have sex with them in Jamaica. So they've been engaged in this prostitution. Now, we've heard about what the one brother said. He's from the Caribbean. Here's another one. Black American women are going to countries like Jamaica, the Bahamas, and the Dominican Republic, and they're paying the local men for sex. It must be pointed out that they are not only having sex with grown men, they are having sex with underage boys in these countries. That is pedophilia. Black American women in their 40s and 50s, even 60s, are soliciting underage boys for sex. Furthermore, many of these Black women are taking these sex trips to foreign countries and are either married or in long-term relationships. There have been reports of Black American women giving these men and boys, I'm sure, STDs and getting pregnant by these foreign men because they don't use any protection with these men. Black American women are hypocritically accusing Black American men of sex tourism and sex trafficking and pedophilia in foreign countries when they themselves have been doing the same thing. You understand? So it's one thing for them to go down there and let some Rasta reggae grown-ass man break them off. But these women are going down there preying on children. They're preying on little boys. How dare you women? And with no protection, not even condoms. No protection. Some of them are coming up pregnant. Think about that. I want you guys to take this real serious. This is what these lovely ladies, your queens, your queen mother goddesses are doing. And they got the nerve to tell you guys that you shouldn't go overseas and look for wives who are fit female. Why would we want to marry these hoes? I mean, just think about it. You going down to Jamaica, you getting broke off by some Jamaican dude who's a tour guide, who's been basically having sex with 4 or 5 women a day, I'm sure, for years. And you coming back up here with y'all just swapping out STDs. Here's another one. He says, it's true. Black American women have been going to Jamaica seeking sex with younger men forever. It's well known in Jamaica, as the article said. It's an open secret. It's well known in Jamaica and expected. And they had the audacity to make a movie about it, how Stella got her groove back. And they try to glamorize anything they do, but the same act from a man is horrible and unacceptable. It is literally the same thing they accuse men of, and they've been doing it first. They've been doing it since the 70s, fam. You understand what I'm saying? Why would you I want y'all to just think about that, man. Just think about that. They've been doing it for 50 years. They've been having sex with grown men and little boys out in the open. Did you see the first testimony where the young lady said, hey, yeah, we out here and this kid's out here and it's disgusting. This is what they do on those girls' trips to Jamaica's, fam. Y'all hear me? Are you hearing how serious this is? Here's another testimony. Actually, there was a video that went viral in Jamaica a couple of months ago about some Black American woman were in Jamaica getting butt massages, and in the video proceeds to have sex with the worker in broad daylight. After the random worker tries to go raw in her, she then says, at least get a plastic bag, shake my head. Not a condom, a plastic bag. Jamaicans literally cringe when they see Black American women. This is what these Jamaican folks, and if you go to Jamaica, what you'll see is an island of very varying colors. You got people who come there from all over the world, you got Chinese Jamaicans, white Jamaicans, but the bottom line is they know Black American women when they see them. Not a condom, but a plastic bag. I've seen this video. I'm not putting it up. I know some other YouTubers have aired it. I don't want to put that up. That's just not what I want to do. I'm not knocking anybody else. If you can put it up and, you know, but I just find it too distasteful. I saw it. I clicked. I didn't want to look at the shit. But basically, it describes exactly what you see. Some man in the water, and there's a woman on the raft who's speaking American English, and he is basically rubbing around her private parts, and he just basically slides his manhood up in her private parts with the water and all the goddamn bacteria in the water. I mean, that's just nasty. But this is what and the man does that for a living. This is what your queens are doing in Jamaica. These are what these are the women that Dr. Umar Johnson says you're supposed to wait around for and tame. This is what you're supposed to do. And you wonder why we got so many children out of wedlock. Because these women are doing this. I mean, I want y'all to think about this. Is this marriage material? Or do you understand now why I say we are in a nation full of whores? Because this has been going on for a while now. And for the most part, all these women know what goes on these whore trips, but they have religiously kept this a secret from most Black men. They don't say shit about it. And it's these same women that have these bastard babies by these different men that then come back and blame American men. Who's responsible for these bastard babies, Dr. Johnson? And some of you other blackity blacks, are we obligated to take care of these bastard babies that they done brought up here? Is that what the Black American man is obligated to do? Huh? And to my Jamaican brothers and sisters, I apologize for this. We just now finding out about this. And hear how it affects them. Jamaicans literally cringe when they see Black American women, but they smile and keep quiet for the tourist dollars. If you can't find that video, let me know. I can get it to you. I don't want to see it. But here's the other thing I want you to understand, family. A lot of times when our Jamaican brothers and sisters and our African brothers and sisters come over here, it's not the white man that has spoiled their image of Black people. It's shit like this. If your only image of Black American women is them coming down there to fuck your daddy and your little brother and propositioning you at 13 and 14 years old for sex, you're not going to have a very high, you're not going to hold Black American women in a high regard, are you? Nor are you going to hold the men who allow them to do that in high regard. Because a lot of these women are married and they have children and they're in relationships. So let's not be so judgmental as to why our brothers and sisters from the diaspora have certain perceptions of, because you don't know what they've seen and what their experiences have been. And they're not talking about all this shit. I tell you guys all the time, I'll play the foundational Black American game with you, FBA all day, I'm with it. But at the end of the day, we are better together. And if we begin to speak to each other candidly, we might be able to have some open dialogues. And they said, well, shit, the reason we don't date Black American women, because when I was over in the Cameroon and the Gambia, all they do is come over there and pay for dick. You see what I mean? Same thing in Jamaica. That's why I don't date Black American women, or on rare occasions. They'll tell you why. And I'm not saying that's across the board. I know, there's been propaganda back and forth. You put these negative stereotypes about Black folks going to Africa, and then you put negative stereotypes about Africans here, and the same thing in Jamaica. I get that, but part of this shit is something we got to deal with, and it's not something we can't talk out. But look what they've been doing over there for the past 50 years. This is basically since the end of feminism, and we ain't done yet. Let's keep listening. I want y'all to check it out some more. I am a Jamaican of Jamaican descent. I am loving what you're doing to expose these pedophiles. This is each one of these people who is giving testimony is telling you that these American women, these Black American women, are not just going down there sleeping with grown ass men. They're sleeping with little boys, underage boys. And see, some of y'all are like, well, why you keep talking about Black American women? Because I am not white. I stay in my motherfucking lane. This conversation is between Black men. This is Black men talking to other Black men. That's what this page is geared towards. I'm sure some white dudes talking about what these white women are doing in the Gambia also. But that's not what we do on this page. We address black issues on this page. Just like when you on those pages with those females who run their pages, black American, they don't talk about what the Mexican man is doing. They don't talk about what the white man is doing. They talk about what the black man is doing. So we talking about what the black woman is doing. So before you say, well, why white women do it too? No, we talking about your black ass right now. We holding your ass to, because you are our fucking responsibility. You are our pain in the ass that we dealing with. So let's stay focused on that. I am of Jamaican descent. I'm loving what you're doing to expose these pedophiles and unsavory types who go to Jamaica to sleep with the yardies. They have been doing this for as long as I can remember. Many family members have told me stories about this, and I've seen Americans go there and exploit them young men on numerous occasions. This topic itself can be an entire 3-episode or even series. It can be. As a matter of fact, they have documentaries about it. Here's another one. I got another one. In Solo, I threw my wood in a 3, at least while I was on the island, and I was underage. So this is something they do all the time. They definitely knew they didn't care. They took advantage of me. You hear that? Now, he hits us up with the emoji, but in reality, they did take advantage of this young man. Okay, here's another one. Dennis, you ain't lying at all. And I want y'all to hear this. This story right here is particularly disturbing to me because, as I told you guys, I have 3 sons. I got a 15-year-old, I got a 13-year-old, and I got a 7-year-old. And my 7-year-old lives in Jamaica. And he's a big boy. He's damn near tall as the 13-year-old. And so he looks a little older than he is, but he's still a baby. Listen to what this young man says. Dennis, you aren't lying at all about what these lovely ladies are doing. I was 13 years old when I met a black American woman on my way from school. Now, I want you to understand something. These children wear uniforms. They wear the little khaki pants. Sometimes they have the yellow polo shirts, polo style shirts, a light blue polo style shirts, a white polo style shirts. They are clearly dressed like school children. Okay, this is not some kid who's walking around, looking like a grown man. He said, I'm coming from school, which means what? He has his school uniform on. Okay, now this is what she asked me for directions to get to the clock in Ocho Rios. So the clock in Ocho Rios is where all the taxis are. The people that go to the little shops, they'll go over to the taxi stand by the big clock, which is basically downtown Ocho Rios, and then they'll take you back to the different hotels or whatnot, resorts that you're supposed to be on. Listen to what this raggedy old bitch did to this baby. She asked for directions to get to the clock in Ocho Rios. I pointed her in direction, and we started talking about her visit and if she's enjoying Jamaica. One thing led to the next, and she offered me $100 to have sex with her. She offered this school-age boy $100 to have sex with her, this black American woman. I want you to think about that. Look at what these predators are doing. If you think that's bad, I've got friends with horror stories of encounters with these lovely ladies in Jamaica. And do you see why these women hate to see them coming? That's what, and I haven't even, I got some ladies, some Jamaican women who have some horror stories to tell you. Okay. But again, it's not just to make it here. Are y'all with me? I hope y'all listening to me. This is a very serious conversation. And I know it's disturbing, but the Pandora's box is now open. Here's an email that I received from somebody. And this came in a couple of weeks ago. I'm from Barbados. I moved to the United States permanently when I was 14 years old. Every summer, I would return back to the island to visit. I still do, but less frequently now. I'm now in my 30s. The age of consent in Barbados is 16 years old. You're practically a young adult by 16 in Barbados as opposed to 18 in the U.S. On my first trip back home after my permanent move, when I had my first encounter with an American woman, specifically of African descent. By this time, I was 15 years old, still underage in Barbados and definitely underage in the United States. Now, admittedly, I've always been pretty burly, muscular dude, even in my early teenage years, and I was raised around a lot of men. I felt like a man, and I carried myself from a young age. But looking back now with the photos of myself at that age, by just looking at my face. There was no way you could possibly have a mistaken me for a grown man. I had no facial hair, okay? Not even a mustache at the time. No visible signs of being past adolescent stages. Apart from my body, which isn't uncommon even in the U.S. for a young boy, I clearly had a baby face, no matter how they try to twist it. There's an area in Barbados of the southern side of the island in the parish of the Christ Church called St. Lawrence Gap, which I will refer to as the Gap. This small strip of road sits right along the shoreline and hosts a number of different bars and restaurants where tourists frequent when visiting the island. This is where I had my first encounter with a sister, he puts that in quotes, from America. These ain't your sisters, by the way. I just want you to understand that. These not your fucking sisters. These are predators. All skin folk ain't kin folk. I want you to understand that. And we're going to have to figure out how we separate ourselves from these assholes amongst us. Nevertheless, let's keep reading. Her name was, and I'm not going to read her name, not sure how it's spelled. She was from Maryland, 29 years old at the time. But I told her I was 16. Like I said, the age of consent in Barbados is 16, so I lied. But who's responsible for that? If your ass go to the club and you pick up some 16-year-old girl who lies to you and says she's 20, that's your ass. There's no excuse for that. That's still statutory RAPE in the US of A, because you should know better. She was there with a group of friends, about 6 other women and 2 guys. It was a group trip. We met on the beach. We flirted. This grown-ass woman is flirting with this young ass, this damn near 30-year-old woman is flirting with this young-ass boy. We exchanged pleasantries and whatnot, exchanged numbers, and agreed to meet back up around the same time, the Gap. Within a few hours, as they were staying in the hotel close by, I went home. I got myself together, got dressed, and within 3 hours or so, I was back on the South Coast, linked up with a couple of my partners, so a couple of his friends, young-ass friends, from the island, and just shot the shit for a while. I received a text message telling me that she was in the area, and it was her and 2 of her friends, her stablemates, split and went to the place called the Club Extreme. We took them to the place in the Gap called the Reggae Lounge. It's a spot where you find more locals as opposed to other more classy spots in the area, like in the outdoor club. Less white people. You can smoke in there and whatnot. We danced and partied in the spot for 2 hours. And at the very least, I had money, American money, but I didn't pay for a thing. This old bitch, he didn't say that. I said that. She bought all the drinks. So you buying drinks for a 15-year-old boy, bought all the food, bought everything at the time. I didn't drink liquor. I must have had like 5 or 6 Heinekens, though. He didn't even drink, but he had 5 or 6 Heinekens. I was frost, which means he was toasted. He was gone. He was drunk. So you got a 15-year-old boy drunk, ma'am. This is what you did. A little boy the same age as my son. You got a 15-year-old, your old ass, your old American ass that came to the goddamn Bahamas, Barbados, all drunk. Okay. I knew when to stop, though. She having consumed enough rum and coke to take down a seasoned alcoholic, was feeling herself. So she drunk. And I guarantee you, this bitch is going to tell you, I didn't know what I was doing because she got drunk, right? That don't matter. Anyway, she consumed enough rum and coke to take down a seasoned alcoholic, was feeling herself. We continued to dance for a bit until she said to me that she wanted to get out of there. I already knew what time it was. We got out of there and walked down the Gap for about maybe 90 yards or so to this opening, which leads you to the actual beachfront. At this time, there's no one on the beach like that. It's like midnight at this point, maybe 1 or 2 people, and it's pitch dark, so you can't see anything. We made out. In other words, I fucked this old bitch on the beach, probably raw, for about 10 minutes or so in a beach chair. Okay, that's this old drunk ass broad is having sex with this young ass 15-year-old boy, right, on the beach. Raw. This is what these old bitches are doing, right? This is what they mean when they say boyfriend experience. This is what this is what they mean when they said, let me go back to this bullshit, because this is what they mean in the book, where they say, Let me get the language right. The women construct notions of racial, sexual, and emotional belonging by forming relationships with Jamaican men. So fucking 15-year-old boy. This is what these nasty, ratchet, dirty ass broads are doing when they go down to these countries. This is what I want you to hear. This is what they're doing. Huh? You hear me? I dare one of you motherfuckers come up here and try to defend this shit. This fucking pedophilic, illegal shit that they're doing. This is how they address the perils and disappointments of American racism by looking for intimacy and happiness in connection to their racial identities. Do you hear that bullshit? This is what they're doing. Fucking little boys on the beach. You understand what I'm saying? You got a name and an age, you know, in the state where this bitch lives. This is what they're doing. Now, after that, they returned back to the reggae lounge, met back up with the boys and the two girlfriends, and continued partying until the night. We walked her and her friends back to her hotel later that night. Never saw her from them again. You understand what I'm saying? Barbados is not as popular as the destination for Americans as Jamaica or the Dominican Republic. The exchange rate is only one for whatever, $2 or whatever, expensive on the island, euro, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Most of the time, the beach men would rather deal with white women because they have money and they're willing to spend exorbitant amounts in exchange for exotic fantasy. For the time they're there, and typically it's problematic. So when these lovely ladies here in the United States say black men are traveling overseas because they want to be like their white oppressors, what the fuck are you raggedy bitches doing in Barbados? Because it just could, well, a white woman do it too. So you want to be like the oppressor, is that what you're telling me? You want to take advantage of these underage boys. This is an underage boy that we're talking about. This is what you rotten, raggedy ass broads are doing down there when you say you're going on a girl trip. This is what you're doing. This is how you got your groove back. Huh? This is how you fight racism. This is how you find happiness. Listen, let's listen to the rest. This is how many of these guys make a living. In other words, I got paid for it. For me, it was just another experience, but it happens more. It happened more than once. The following year, when I returned, I was actually 16 and legal in Barbados. I slept with two other African-American women. One was 22 at the time. The other was 40. Old enough to be this boy's grandma. You understand me? Just not as all. Look, American money stretches. See, listen to me. I didn't ask her age, but she was very low. So this does indeed happen. This does indeed happen, just not as often as it does for the yard men, because American money stretches like elastic in Jamaica. You understand? This is what they're doing. Shout out to my man, Live 213. Anything that make men feel guilty for they are guilty of. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying, family? So let's take this seriously. This is not something I made up. Ain't nobody making this shit up. You just heard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different people testifying to this. Willingly. Giving you vivid stories about what's going on. And I haven't even given you all of them yet. I ain't even talked to you about what the ladies are saying is going on, what the women are saying, how it makes them feel. For their men to have their men and brothers to have sex with these women for money. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, family, I'm somewhat speechless. I mean, what is there more to say? You know, I find it ironic, though, that these same women are talking about everybody or all these men are going over to these other countries to be with prostitutes. And it appears to me this prostitution, this male prostitution, is rampant all throughout the Caribbean. Where else do Black American women go other than the Caribbean? So they all know about it. These cruise ships they go on, these girl trips, they all know about it. And it's not like they just down there having sex with grown men. They messing with little boys. How do you justify that? Where are the simps at now who like to defend these lovely ladies? Where y'all simps at now? Where the simps at? What do y'all have to say about this? Shout out to Cerebral Inquirer. Well, where y'all at? I want y'all to think about that for a minute. We'll be right back. We're going to put the blood of Jesus on them. We'll be right back in a few minutes because they need some Jesus. Yeah, they definitely need the whole song. We'll be right back.
Under the blood, me say me under the blood. Under the blood, me say me under the blood. Jesus cover me under the blood. Under the blood, me say me under the blood. Jesus, you may cover me under the blood. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood of Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me, I go break up. Put the blood on me face just like a makeup. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood of Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me heart break up, put the blood on me face just like a makeup. Under the blood, under the blood, Jesus cover me. Jesus, you will cover me. Say under the blood, under the blood, Jesus, you will cover me. Jump on this. Listen. Christian a fight some things with them not see. Stronghold demons and principality. My body at the temple, keep it holy, sanctified, justify, give God the glory. Fighting against three terrible enemy. The world, Satan and myself against me. Want the anointing, pour it on me and make me trample the devil on it. Say, under the blood, under the blood, Jesus cover me. No. You want to hear it? Drum and bass. Drum and bass, listen. Christian a fight some, play low, let them hear me. Listen. The physical man can't fight no demon. Fasting and prayer fi build up the inner one. Well anointed convert the sinner man. Bind the demon, rip up Satan. How you pollute the land with pure corruption. A warfare time, this a revelation. Thank Father God for give me salvation. Fill me with the Holy Ghost, it is an inspiration. Say, under the blood, under the blood, Jesus cover me. Jesus, you will cover me. Say, under the blood, under the blood, and me say, Jesus, you will cover me. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood of Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me, I go break up. Put the blood on me face just like a makeup. Hallelujah. Look here. This is Friday night, it's young people night. And some of you acting like you're born saved. And when you was in the world, you used to give the devil everything. Shake your shoulder and give God praise. And that they blame me.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. I put the link in the chat room, man. All my Caribbean family, man, go ahead and link up and join this. Let's talk about this. I want you guys to, if you don't want to put your face out there, that's fine. That's no problem. You don't have to put your face out there. It's not a problem. Okay, you don't have to do that. But I would like to hear your testimonies if you feel comfortable enough speaking. And it is what it is. Now, here's the thing. I want you guys to understand that this shit is really happening. And that when these lovely ladies get on the internet and talk bad about passport bros and black men going overseas, they group us all together, right? Right? But what you gonna hear them say in response, they don't want us to group them together. All you bitches are together. Okay, y'all are all together. That's where y'all at. Y'all are all together. You're all on the same squad. It is what it is. But I got one more testimony. I got somebody in the chat room. You at least got to show your face first so I can see you. Okay, what's up, bro? How you doing? Let me see here. I'll try to block it out. But I got one more testimony because I want the ladies of the Caribbean to speak about how this shit makes them feel. So I got this email from a young lady. I'm gonna hide her name because I don't want her name to be seen. But she says, my name is Essence such and such. I'm a subscriber and a female. I'm in full support of your work and inspiring Black men to be their best. And they have a right to a great life. I know you advocate for me, for my fellas, so I hope I'm not overstepping. I was watching Beautiful Lies and saw your email address in regards to ABW going to Jamaica to get served. It's not just Jamaica, okay? My daddy is from Bermuda, and he and my cousins have told me some crazy shit about how the women act coming off the cruise ships in Bermuda. These women act worse than the men, and they will fuck anything. Excuse my language. You excuse, baby. Don't worry about it. Also, something they don't talk about is how they jump on, especially Caribbean here in the States. My cousins have side bitches here that are married, but will either take a trip to Bermuda or pay for them to come here. You hear that? I can tell some stories. If the men that reach out to ever get a chance to tell their stories, I needed it. I'll be more than happy to back them. You understand what I'm saying? Think about that. You hear me? This is even the women, they tired of these bitches coming down there, fam. They tired of them coming down there. Now I'm gonna do this. I gotta do a little I haven't done this in a while. I don't really let people come in and get their testimonies without me seeing what they look like. But we're gonna go ahead and do that right quick. But the first thing I'm gonna do is do an overlay. Let me see. Okay, so we got the overlay popping. Jay Stuller, what would you like to say, sir?
What's up, man? What's up, Dennis?
I'm good, brother. Talk to me, brother. Tell me what your story is.
So my story is nothing with me, but I know people because I'm from Yard too, man. I'm from Jamaica too.
Big up to Yard, man. Okay. Let's talk to me. Tell me what happened. Tell me about what these lovely ladies are doing down there to mash up the island. Go ahead, brother.
I'm in DC now, but I go home all the time, man, and I have I'm part of the passport, bro, one of the biggest ones. But anyway, so up in the North Coast in Jamaica, as you said, Negril, Mobile, Poultry Rice, all these things. I personally know a lot of female friends, co-workers. They go down there like twice a year. And I mean, they fly like twice a year, sometimes 3 times. They go down there for just what you've been talking about. Just to hook up with guys down there. Sometimes I asked them, I was like, damn, why don't you just marry the guy and bring him to America? They was like, no, I just go there because I get what I want. I want that heavy thing on me when I get back here. I just want to go down there, have my fun and stuff like that. I have no married woman who gone down there for that, who left their husband here and gone down there for that. Literally. Rent a dreads.
So they're rented, yeah, and that's the term they use. So here's the thing, brother. Here's the thing. You're telling us, being from the North Coast, you're telling us that as an eyewitness to this, you know, and you've heard stories where American women are flying down to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And they're paying Jamaican men. Are they paying Jamaican men, or do they have like loving relationships with them? Are they down there? What let me see what this motherfucker is.
They ain't got a relationship, man. They think they got Ben Spunani.
Yeah.
They don't.
So this is their way of, according to this document, according to this book, they're saying they're down there they're trying to construct notions of racial, sexual, and emotional belonging by forming relationships with Jamaican men. Are they really forming relationships with Jamaican men, in your opinion, based on what you see?
1 and 2, I see they form relationship, but when they get back to the States, I've seen where they form relationships in the past, and people got back to the States, took them to the States, and then they basically got their visa and took away their visa and their green card, like Afro Bello was telling you.
Wow.
Earlier. So trust me, I've seen that a lot, man. And there's some clubs around the area that they go down there in spring break go to Edu. I'm surprised you
Yeah.
haven't spoke about Edu.
Bro, we
It's
just did getting into this story. You know what I
okay.
mean? I mean, go ahead.
Because everybody they could know this Edu. There's three Edus in, well, it's two. Edus in two is the one they all go to play in other places,
Mm-hmm.
and they deal with guys 18, 17, 21, whatever. And I'm telling you, it's the money thing.
It's the money thing. So
It's
that's
the money.
what these Black American women are doing down in Jamaica. They are down there having sex with underage boys on these girl trips. Shout out to MC Recovery. Thank you so much. Go ahead, brother.
So it's so funny when they started talking about us passport bros. I'm like, I be telling people, I was like, huh? And like I had a chick the other day was talking to me, was like, oh, cause I got a lot of shirts that said passport bros and stuff, even cup. And she was like, oh, you one of those? I was like, huh? And she was like, oh, I went to Costco with it, and she was like, oh, you one of those folks? Huh? I was like, yeah, I'm one of those folks.
Here's the thing. I want to know, where are the women who want to come in and defend this? Where y'all at?
They can't.
I know, but hold. Let me talk to them. Where y'all at? Because see, I see y'all saying a lot on TikTok. I'm the one that started the shit. Come on and talk to me. Come on in here and talk to me. I want you to defend. Let me. I'm gonna bring my man King Barracuda in here too. But this is what I want you ladies to defend. I want you to defend this shit because you say, it's different. Come on in and help me understand this. I want y'all to explain
40
this.
minutes. That was at the police 30, 40 minutes. Here go another receipt. Somebody give me some more receipt paper. Hold on. I'm gonna get it right. Hold on. Just somebody give me some receipt paper. Oh. First, let me address all these ugly, stanky, dusty bitches in the comments. Please don't come for me, because if I see something that I want to record, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull my phone out and record. Why? Because I pay this bill. Why? Because I want to. Next. But anyways, back to the story. Okay, so y'all, on this video, in the beginning, I'm gonna screenshot it so y'all can see the beginning. Hold on, wait. So this is the beginning of the video. I had to screenshot it because I had zoomed in on them having sex, and I really wasn't even paying attention to other people until after the fact. So y'all see her right here? Her and that dude went off to the back of the bamboo, and they started doing what they was doing. But this lady right here, her and homeboy right there, guap 3,000. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, real deal, guap 3,000. And then y'all, when we had went up the stream, like when the tour was over with, I was like getting my limestone, rinsed off, all that good stuff, and they had came past us. Mind you, I could never see their face because of the leaves on the thing, so I could never see the homegirl face that was second deep. I could never see her face because she was in front of the thing. My homegirl told me she was doing it the whole time. So once I zoom in, her and homeboy started doing what they doing. Y'all, they rolled past me, and y'all, that lady said she getting a full Jamaican experience. I don't know about y'all. I don't know where y'all was raised or how y'all was raised or who raised y'all, but this is not that. Number one, you've never met this man a day in your life. Number two, you're a woman. Respect yourself. Number three, you in a river. Y'all, there's kids out there, and if y'all don't believe me, watch this. Like I said, child number one, child number two. Like, y'all literally can't enjoy my massage because that's happening.
Yeah, so you defending that, ladies. Where y'all at? Where all the ladies who want to come in and defend this behavior at? And shout out to my man Jay Stella and King Barracuda. Benjamin Sampson, I'm gonna let you in, but the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put that unmute yourself, Benjamin Sampson. Can you hear me? Benjamin.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. Nobody can see you. Just cam up so I can see it's a real person. They can't see you. I'm the only one to be able to see you right quick, just so I know it's a real person. Okay, you there? Are you still there, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, and I'm Keen. I'm gonna get to you in a minute, man. What would you like to add, Benjamin? Go ahead and tell us your story.
Mr. Spurling, it's interesting. What would I say now? I grew up in Jamaica, but the thing is, my aunt, she has what I would say, like, hotels or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I actually experienced this on a first-hand basis.
Wow.
Like, I mean, literally, my aunt was like, why won't you get with one of these women? Like, I'm there, and I'm an active guy. I used to be working out in the yard and stuff, mowing the lawn, the lawns that we have and so on. And I'm telling you, these Black American guys, they have no idea what goes on when they go on these girl trips, bro.
Yeah.
Your girl is for the streets. I'm telling you, the money that's being spent, it's great because back then I didn't know, because I was in school. I was, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I didn't do anything, but it was that easy. It was that easy, but it's crazy to me now, because now that you're bringing this out, I'm like, yo, this was some dysfunctional, BS.
Yeah.
Like, this would damage a man's, I would say, like, his sexual energy. Like, you being exposed to this stuff at such a young age, which I saw a lot of dudes being exposed to, it would have really damaged you.
Yeah.
So it's, man, I'm telling you, man, it's not, and it's crazy now because I'm in the US, and now I'm like, wow, so y'all really did all of this in Jamaica, and I'll come over here now acting like, you're queen, mother, goddess, all of this, when you were just hoeing yourself out in Jamaica. I saw this on the beaches, on the in the Airbnbs, and I'm like, man, hey, y'all have no idea what goes on in Jamaica. Yeah.
Well, we getting the idea of what's going on in Jamaica. Tell us about, and nobody can see you. Tell us about experience. Are these women paying for sex? Because they'll have you believe it's some romance. Hold on, let me give you the language. They're saying they're going down there for to construct notions of racial, sexual, and emotional belonging by forming relationships with Jamaican men. Let me give you some more of this verbiage. It's an emotional transnationalism and the construction of effect across diasporic distance attends to the connections between race, gender, and the effect, while highlighting how effective relationships mark nationalized and gender power differentials with the African diaspora. Ain't no mention of male prostitute. Ain't no mention of paying for dick and none of that in none of this book. Is that what they're doing down there? Because the book is not telling us. What's your finding on that, Benjamin?
Let me sum that up for you, sir. That was just verbal diarrhea. None of that actually makes sense. None of that makes sense. I've seen it firsthand. They come down there, they buy the weed, they know the weed man, they turn up, and then they have sex. And most of the times it's unprotected sex. And
go to the clubs.
And you'll be like, wow, like, where's your moral compass? Where is your sense of actually being a woman? Like, at that age, in my mind, I was, back then, you were somewhat of a simp, but you were like, whoa, isn't there more to, like, these are women? Like, you had to ask yourself, I remember this, like, and the thing is, in Jamaica, my family, we're not, we're not like, oh yeah, poor and shit. You know what I mean? The typical thing that it came down there with. My aunt, she had a car, she had everything. So I wasn't desperate. But, so they come down there with a notion that all Jamaican men, oh yeah, we just want the green card. Or we're just so we're living in poverty, and they could basically do anything that they want to do to you. That's the mindset that they come down there with. I'm telling you.
So they come down there with a white supremacist, American supremacist mindset.
Exactly. Basically, to put it like this, Mr. Sterling, they actually want to be like the white woman. They come down there with the same mindset that the white woman, comes down there with. So they want to actually just be just like her. Just like her. Yes, sir. That's what it is.
Hey man, let's get my man King Barracuda in here, man. I know you've been brave enough to speak on it and show your face, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate Jay and Benjamin too, because I think this resonates with a lot of people. And I know that there are a lot of politicians watching this. There are a lot of law enforcement watching this because they watch me because I'm fucking lawyer. So there's a certain level of credence that goes along with what I say. I'm just not some regular Yahoo on the internet talking shit because I got a real life reputation. And although I'm cursing, they know I fucking mean what I'm saying. This is disgusting. I got a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 7-year-old son that lives in Jamaica right now. You understand what I'm saying? So this is personal to me on many different levels. On top of that, I know that I've personally spoke to a lot of black men here in the United States who were themselves victims of older women who preyed on them sexually when they were underage. So it's not something that's just happening overseas. These hoes didn't start this predator behavior in Jamaica. Shout out to the great ancestor. Thank you so much. Bro, what would you like to add, King Barracuda? Go ahead, brother.
You guys said a lot, and thank you for having me up here. Shout out to my Jamaican family. I know I'm Americanized, but I reached out to my non-immediate Jamaican family to get more information on this because I heard rumors in the past, and since there's apparently been, according to them, an influx of ladies coming down. My speculation, this is my opinion, since the supposed sperm banks, you know, the scarcity of black male sperm and behaviors of not all, but some of these lovely ladies, I believe they're possibly coming down for that Jamaican seed. Because hear me out. Whenever I tell,
let's lay the foundation for them. Okay, what King Barracuda is explaining to you all is something that we talked about on this page. A lot of black American women aren't married and they can't find men to marry them. They can't even find men to have sex with them. Or if they can't find men to have sex with them, they can't find men who are willing to impregnate them. Because we understand it's just the laws are just not on our side. It's just not male friendly. And so that's why you got a lot of men going overseas saying, why would I deal with an American woman, then end up getting her pregnant, and then have to deal with these child support laws where she can basically hold me hostage for the next 18 to 20 years. So I'm not doing it. So they say, well, they'll opt for black sperm. So they'll go to some of these sperm banks, but according to some articles that have been out in the paper, 3% of the sperm donors in California are black men. So it's very rare to be able to find black male sperm. In other words, the black men are on protest all across the board. So what's their next best option? They can go down to Jamaica, or they can go to Africa. So this is what King Barracuda is saying. Now that they realize it's a shortage, bam, go ahead, King Barracuda, take it from there.
So I was that perfectly said, sir. So I was saying, of course, not all, but it's a speculation of mine. And the thing is, I don't need my Jamaican brothers to take more pride in themselves and more pride in the body who's down there. For one, if our country, not all, but there's a high STD rate with our black American women, unfortunately. And a lot of times it's a person willing to have raw sex. A little bit of money is not worth your life. It's not worth your life. Understand? And on top of that, could you imagine, say you do give them sex and they do get pregnant, they go back pregnant and they have a daughter. And say if you're still living your years healthily, and say if daughter comes down for massage, you don't know. You don't know.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's something damaging. So take pride in yourself. Do your thing, my fellow Jamaicans. Bring your own condoms, wrap it up. You know?
And also,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Finish your statement. I'm gonna add another point onto that. Go ahead.
Because I was gonna get into how some of the women feel as well. You know, because do you want to interject before I do that?
No, I was just gonna say, imagine this little girl who grows up and the mother doesn't tell her that her father is a Jamaican man who she fucked on a girl's trip. And so she'll grow up telling that little girl, oh, your daddy left. Your daddy don't like, he left us. He didn't want to have so these children grow up thinking that their fathers abandoned them because this lying, raggedy ass, no good mama of theirs has lied to them and told them their daddy don't want them, like many of these broads are doing now. So this is a whole nother set of problems. But go ahead, King Barracuda, please finish what you were going to say. And shout out to all my Jamaicans and brothers from Barbados. I appreciate y'all coming in, man, and having this honest conversation. And go ahead, brother.
So yeah, I was told by some of my non-immediate Jamaican family, the woman that like there's women out there that when their man goes to do it and participate in it, they'll let them know that it's for the money, opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
There's some women that will accept it, and there's some women that'll just move on.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the thing about the relationship thing, most time I know it's transaction.
Important, bro. You skipped over something important. King Barracuda is basically saying these men are oftentimes married. And so these married men, in order to feed their families, are submitting themselves to having sex with these women who are sometimes twice their age so that they can feed their families. If that's not taking advantage of a person in a third world country, I don't know what the hell is. This is the same thing they say we're doing, that Black American men are doing. That's what they're doing. See, the difference is these Black American men move to those countries and actually marry those women and want to marry those women. These women have no intention of marrying these men. These women they're just down there using them like a dildo with two legs. They're using them as sexual objects. So this is sinister. And on top of that, King Barracuda, nobody's watching them, so they're able to have sex with underage boys. That's another thing that nobody seems to want to address, and that's something that seems to be a reoccurring statement or reoccurring a theme in all the different 8 testimonies that I've heard from. But go ahead, King Barracuda, and then we're gonna go to Jay and back to Benjamin. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, it's rejection. What do they would think of whatever they accuse the passport bros of doing? More than likely they're doing, and also on top of that, with the ethnism, there's a reason why female promiscuity was guarded against back in the day, because they pushed things to the extreme. But I'll keep going. But so the whole relationship thing, we know it's mostly transactional on both sides. It's agreed upon. It's just the woman living for the feeling of, okay, he loved me, whatnot. And plus, you're Jamaican, right? You're one of the most desired men in the world. Whenever I tell a woman I'm Jamaican, they seem to change their tone, even here in America, even knowing I'm not born in the islands. It's like they change their whole perspective. We're fetishized. Right. So they'll go for, they think they're getting the most masculine, most desired man, and to have raw sex. Oh, Let me slow down.
Let's take a quick break. Go ahead and finish that point. We'll take a quick break because I want them to see some more of these testimonies that they missed. But go ahead, King.
The last thing I'll say, as far as the underage boys, they know that a lot of women know that Jamaican boys, we're taught to become men fast, right? And they'll like that. And since the age of being 16 is considered adult, they'll even knowing the laws, it's not right as an American. There's a number, not all of them, that may pursue that. They get that young energy, and it's just, let's discuss it. That's all I got to say. That's all.
Yeah, let's take a quick break just in case y'all don't know what we're talking about. I want you to hear some more of these testimonies from Black American women putting other Black American women on blast for what they're doing. Just because, so it's not just me. It's not just me, fam. This is your own sisterhood putting your nasty asses on blast.
So the trend that I've been seeing on TikTok is that a lot of girlies are going to Jamaica, and there have been, some people that reported being like sexually assaulted by these tour guides during the river raft tours experience and whatnot, where you're on the bamboo raft and they're doing these limestone mud massages all over your body and whatnot. And it turns out there are some women who are purposely going to Jamaica and having these experiences with intentions of fucking the tour guides. I don't know why people think that's okay. It's one thing if you're on vacation and you meet somebody and y'all click and y'all have this attraction and y'all hook up. But there are people who are legitimately literally booking trips to Jamaica with intentions on fucking on some tour guide that they meet down there. Y'all don't think that's strange? Y'all don't think that's weird? Like, what if you come back pregnant? What if you come back pregnant? What if you come back with some incurable disease? Not to say that these men are carrying anything, but like, you're fucking strangers and you don't know how many strangers that stranger fucked before you. I don't know. That's weird to me. That's really, 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 really weird to me. Like, people are like, oh, I'm gonna go to Jamaica and have my How Stella's Got Her Groove Back experience and meet some fine ass Jamaican man and fuck on him my entire vacation and come right back rejuvenated and satisfied. Okay, that's weird. All right.
Yeah, and let me just say this before we let the fellas back in. I hope you bitches hate me. I want your hate. Because I prefer your real hate than your fake love. So listen to me. I'm the one. Go ahead and give me that hate for exposing your raggedy, nasty asses. Give me all of that. I need your hate. Your hate makes me better. I was born and thrived in hate. I'm used to motherfuckers hating me. So go ahead and hate me. I'm cool with it. I can't wait till you motherfuckers celebrate my death. You know what I'm saying? That means you was listening, you raggedy, sorry motherfuckers. I'm gonna give you a reason to hate me because you're nasty. You've been out of pocket for years now. Yeah, I'm talking to Black American women and I'm talking to the good women amongst you because you let these nasty, raggedy assholes, you kept their secrets. You kikied and cockeyed along with them. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You thought that shit was funny when them ratchet bitches would get on the internet and talk shit. Yeah, you heard them. And for you married women who think, yeah, I'm a guy, I'm not out the game. You saw them loudmouth bitches talking shit to them kids in the grocery store. And you never said a goddamn thing when they was calling little nappy-headed Negroes and shut your motherfucking ass up and you ain't shit. You didn't say a goddamn thing. You didn't say anything to the women who did it in public. You didn't say anything to the women of your family who did it. You were cowards. And so now all of y'all are being bunched in together. That's why you got Filipino women and Thai women roasting your ass. You got Colombian women and Brazilian women roasting your ass all on the internet now. That's what you got. Your own African sisters are telling you what are you doing, my sister? And this is more of an example of what Black American women have become over the past 55 years. You are out of fucking control. You are out of control. You're like loose dogs running around in the street, having sex with anything. You are out of control. This shit is damn near biblical, ladies. You are those foreign women that the chosen people should stay away from. You're not our women. You belong to the white man. You are his creation, and he don't even want your ass. So before you get on here talking bad about whatever these men got to say and people telling the truth on your behavior, you look in the mirror with your nasty selves. And for those of you who hadn't gone to Jamaica, some of y'all doing foul shit up here. What kind of women are you? You're supposed to be the better half. Don't judge yourself on the scale that men judge themselves. You're supposed to be the better half. You're a whore and he's a whore. How are you going to be a better example for him to something to strive to be? A nation can only rise as high as the moral aptitude of its women. What does that mean? If you are low-hanging fruit, if you're immoral, your nation is going to be immoral. You can't rise higher than that. And you don't motivate men to do anything for you because you're whores and you're not worthy of that sacrifice. And that's what Black American women have come. And for those of you good women, the ones who got married and did the things the right way and the way they were supposed to do things, you didn't check these bitches over the past 55 years. You let them talk. You let them squawk. You let them say whatever they want to say. You let them belittle your men. You let them go off in public and talk regular. No other group of women in this world openly disrespects their men like Black American women have. And you don't like me addressing this shit. You think, oh, you hate Black America. You hate Black America. No, you motherfuckers hate us. You abort our babies. You don't marry us. You run off with our kids. You call the police on you. You get us shot. You get us put in jail. This is you put us on child support. You talk bad about us in public. Who hates who? If you was an alien looking at the situation, who hates who in that situation? Because for the most part, Black American men been quiet up until the past 10 years when we've had the internet and been able to speak. So you need to check yourself. But anyway, let's get my Jamaican brothers back in here. My 2 cents. Big up to the Blizzard King. Thank you so much. Jay, you've been quiet for a minute, man, and I'm opening this up because I want to hear the Caribbean brothers speak on this. Jay, what else would you like to add, sir?
So speaking about pregnancy, when the last video she said they come back pregnant, I personally know someone who came back pregnant, and trust me, just say she's Black, her husband is white, and the baby is Jamaican.
So the baby is Black, she Black,
baby, yeah,
the baby Black, and the husband is white.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You could Ken. You know what I'm talking about. Ken Burke, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
They do this like they plan this, man. They literally plan girls trip. If I tell anybody, if females said they're going to Jamaica for a girls trip, trust me, they married. Do not. I'm telling you, you might just file the divorce paper before they get back.
Bro, they all know. They all know. These are some of the sneakiest, low down, dirtiest women that have ever existed on the planet. We've given them too much privilege. We've given them too much leeway, too much privilege. They are no longer women. They are men. That's what they are. Benjamin, you've been quiet for a little while, brother, and I'm not going to hold you brothers up all night, man, but what would you like to add, sir? Oh, we lost my man here. We got my man, Mad Black Ron. I know you're a Haitian, brother. I don't know if they had this issue in Haiti. What would you like to add, Mad Black Ron?
I'm I'll put the word out, and I got back some feedback. This is some small island near Haiti. Well, it's part of Haiti. It's called Jacques Mel. And that's Carnival could cruise there. Anything could be going down the island of Haiti, Civil War, whatever. But Jacques Mel is like international. It's like it's our moneymaker.
It's called what?
Jacques Mel.
Okay, Jacques Mel. Okay.
Yeah, so Carnival cruise ship goes there. I got word back that I don't know if it happens now, but actually there is, still some type of sexual exploitation that's going on in Haiti. We do get white pedophiles going into.
Yeah, I know. We talking about
but we're talking about the women.
Because let me tell you something. I don't go outside my lane. I let the white men talk about issues in the white community. Hispanic men talk about issues in the Hispanic community. We focus on Black issues on this page dealing with Black men. That ain't none of my business. You understand what I'm saying? They got their issues. It's not until they step over and when they dealing with us, that's when then I have something to say. But for the most part, let me get Benjamin Sampson back in. Benjamin, what else would you like to add to the conversation?
Are you hearing me, Mr. Spurling?
Yes, sir. Please continue with the conversation. What else would you like to
add? Yes, sir. I'll just, just in closing, I'll tell these men that, if you know the story of, and I get a little biblical, because since I've been in the US, my eyes have been open to a lot of stuff. How would I say it? I don't know. I met these guys, and I'm just going to keep it short. I met these guys on the road, on the street corners the other day, and I don't know, they were wearing these things on their shirts and stuff. I don't know, they're wearing some purple shirts or whatever. I don't know what I think
they have sticks with them.
Pardon, sir?
Did they have like staffs and sticks with them?
Nah, these guys were they didn't have staffs. These guys were different. They were very militant. Were
they reading out the Bible?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I know. You talking about the Black Israelites. Go ahead.
Right.
The Black Israelites. All right, go ahead.
I saw them and I was like, they opened up my eyes and stuff. I started doing my research. But what I'm saying is like this is biblical. The story of Adam and Eve. Eve envied Adam. Eve wanted to be like Adam. And it's crazy. You see this playing out on the earth right now. The Black woman has always had some hatred for us. And it's crazy because it's mind-boggling, crazy.
And and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds with religion, but I mean the idea that it's just wild, man. And the fact is all they had to do was shut up and not say anything about Black American men and the passport bro situation, and none of this would have came to light. But their vanity and their egos, and this is the danger of their ego. Your ego What happened to the devil? What got him? Hubris. That was his sin. And see, their hubris wouldn't allow these black men to go overseas and find women that were better than them. You see what I'm saying? How you doing? Technical difficulties. Where you from, brother? Talk to me.
Calling from Jamaica, man.
Big up to Jamaica, yard man. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, man. I really think, bro.
We're good. I read.
You're out there, you know. I gotta go on. I mean, I'm happen to be in one of the areas where that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell us your story, man.
But bro, I mean, it's not anything new. This is something that's been happening for years and years. This is nothing new. It's just strange that now people are picking up on it and it's now going all over. But this is something that has been happening for years and years and years. You know.
So what part of the island are you from?
In the west.
Okay.
One of the tourist capitals.
Is Ocho Rios or is that where you're from, Ochi?
No, Montego Bay side.
Mo Bay. Okay. So tell us what your experience has been and what you've seen in your experiences with these American women coming down.
Well, to be truthful, this rafting is just a new spin on what's been happening. It's just a new spin. I mean, you get hooked up, you meet them at the airport. There's always people hanging in and about the airport. But there's an industry dedicated to making money off this, the American women. You know, there's an industry surrounding all of this. So this is just an evolution.
How long has it been going on like this?
Man, this has been maybe 30 years, my brother. 30, 40 years. This is nothing new.
Wow.
I mean, we had the rent-a-dreads. That's basically where it started from. A lot of people may know of the rent-a-dread phenomenon. That's where it started. When they came, they hooked up with the Rastafarians. You know, they call them the rent-a-dreads. I mean, when it's tourist season, when you have the cruise ships that come down, man, you walk on the streets, just all you have to do is say hi. You see a group of 5, all you gotta do is say hi. It's not that hard, trust me.
Are these women paying the men to have sex with them? And if so, please explain how does it work? Are they setting a price and then having sex, or is he saying, hey, just give me what you want to give me? How does that work?
I mean, it's a discussion. You have that discussion with the ones you meet. You know, there are people who basically, let's say, the tour people. You know, a lot of them go through the tour guides and so on. Yeah.
So the tour guides know about this too. So there's not just some random tourist going down there and happen to meet somebody on the beach. The tourist guys, they know. Do you think the companies who book the trips know too?
I wouldn't go as far as that. But I mean, there's always in the street stuff happening. You know, sometimes they come in their group. Okay, so let me be 100% honest. If your woman says she's coming on a girls trip and she's coming to Jamaica, there is only one thing that's going to be happening. She's getting it. She's having fun. It can be on the hotel, it can be on the beach, it can be at the clubs, wherever. You know, wherever. But the thing is, this is just what happens. I mean, it's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
The thing, brother, is like, I understand that if it's a grown person and another grown person. I have a son that lives in Jamaica, and my problem is he's a little boy. He's only 7. And when I think of the fact that I've heard testimonies from people saying that these older women who are sometimes 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, they are propositioning boys, young boys. Is this true by your experience?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Not aware? Okay. Okay.
So,
I'm glad to hear that.
So, all right. So what I saw on one of the videos just now, where you saw kids in the background.
Yeah.
Right? So usually where there's rafting and so on, once we have tourists in the vicinity, the kids are normally interested, so they would hang around. So it's not a case that they are into or a part of what is happening. It's just that a lot of these rafting areas are quite close to a community. So there's a community right next to the river. So the kids, whenever there's a tour coming in, a tour bus comes, guys will be just curious, so they just hang around. So it's not a case of, you know, the guys actively want to be a part of it like that.
As a Jamaican man, and I know Jamaicans are very proud of their country. I know, because I've been there several times, and you know, how does it make you feel to see this happening to your countrymen, knowing what these women are doing? How does that make you feel as a Jamaican man?
So, all right, it doesn't have a good feel. However, this is, as I said, this is almost part of growing up. You know about this growing up. And it's a case that a lot of people can see this as because let's say a Jamaican guy goes to his friend and he says, yo, I met this black American yesterday, bro, and she has spent, meaning she's spending that money on him. All right. He is getting a lot of financial kickback. And the thing is, there is no attachment, because at the end of her stay, she goes back and it's fine. It's just a season. You make a hell of money. And it is just, you know, you just move along. Sometimes they do fall in love. Someone spoke about that as well. Sometimes these ladies do fall in love and they want to continue the relationship. But a lot of times it's, you know, yeah, if she's spending, then yeah, but I mean, a lot of times there's no love, there's no connection there. She has to be spending the money. So it's a transaction.
What about the Jamaican women? How does it make them feel to have their husbands and sons and fathers basically having sex with these foreign women when they're in a relationship with them? How does it make them feel, from your impression?
So for the most part, guys who take part in this wouldn't be guys who have what you would consider as long-term and committed relationships. A lot of times it will be guys growing up, you want a way to make some money for the holidays or the tourist season, and a friend who may be in it kind of, you know, and say, yo, this is a way you can make money for the holidays, so come in, have some fun, you know, get with some American girls, and that's it, make some money and chill.
So it's just for the money.
Just for
Brother, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate everybody who's come through here. I'm not going to, this is a painful subject for everybody. It's embarrassing, I know, for this proud island. And it's not a blight on you. It's the habits of these American women who are taking advantage of these men. You know, they're basically doing what they say American men are doing, but they've been doing it for apparently almost 50 years, which is outrageous. And so I'm glad we're bringing light to it. Anybody who wants to take any part of this broadcast and use it, all the YouTubers out there, feel free to do so. Let's try to bring light to this. Let's put the light let's put the light on this so we can begin to bring it to an end. So the next time you hear a woman say, oh, I'm just going on a girl's trip to Bermuda or the Bahamas, you can ask her more questions. Oh, I'm just going on a cruise ship down in Jamaica. You can ask more questions. Fellas, you need to know who you're dealing with. And this scandalous mentality could have been checked a long time ago if we didn't just turn the other cheek and look the other way and pretend like these women can do no harm. They're human beings. And on top of that, our American women, all of them, and specifically our Black American women, have become very mannish. They become very masculine, and you got to expect they will operate just like men do and take advantage of people, you know, in the worst ways. They've become the worst of men, not the good qualities of men, bravery, courage, but basically they've become like snakes and serpents. So we need to keep an eye on them, and we need to monitor them, and we need to check them when they're wrong. And in this, they're wrong. But nevertheless, I want to thank all the brave people who've come through. Jay Stulla, thank you so much. Benjamin Sampson, King Barracuda, my man that just was up in here, man. Thank you guys so much. Other than that, very serious conversation. I thank you guys. Applause to you. Big up to Jamaica. Big up to the Bahamas. Big up to the whole Caribbean family. If you would like to share your story with me on this subject, I'm going to put my email at the bottom. It's spurlingdennis@gmail.com. Let me know. You can tell me in private. And I want to know what the critics are. I want to know why all you women who are trying to protect this scandalous behavior. Where are you now? Because none of them came through. Did you notice that, fellas?
Yeah, Mr.
None of them
Spurling,
came through. They didn't have nothing to say tonight.
Remember Bob Marley had that song, if you live in glass, so stone, so stone.
There it is. If you live in a glass house, and that you brought this on, you said all you bitches had to do was shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you kept talking about passport bros, and now we own your ass like a lean tick on a sick kitten. If you don't like it, too goddamn bad. But other than that, man, thank you so much, guys. I'm about to get up out of here, man. And you guys are welcome back anytime. This is Uncle D, and I'm out.